What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another amazing and impactful episode of the True Health Forever podcast, where we live our best life through the lens.
I don't even know what to do.
You gotta switch up the hands every now and again. I'm Truvel, creator of Black Wall Street, the board game, and as usual, I have with me the slightly confused.
I'm so used to it. I'm like, hey, Iron Man.
The Iron Man, the Iron Woman herself.
Yes.
Please introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, wonderful people. I have a little British accent there going. My name is Sinclair, aka the Health Nerd, and happy to be here on a Saturday, relaxing Saturday evening. It's 5.
It's 5 o'clock. It's evening, right? We're about to get into it. We did an interview, I think last week, with someone from Cambridge. I don't know if maybe that's where the accent's starting to spill over a little bit.
It's like a little trigger. Like it's always in there. And I don't know if we
we did say it. Go ahead. Tell the story real quick.
Well, freshman year of college, where we met, for like 3 solid months, we talked with a British dialect, and we had people fooled. Because, I mean, you're meeting a lot of people for the first time. So, and there's people from around the world. So it's a very believable thing. But long story short, our dialects, accents, whatever you want to call them, are on point. Because we really had people believing that you were from... I was from Cambridge.
Yes, and I was from Bedford. That is correct. Shout out to Harry Potter. But speaking of the story, today's topic on the podcast is love and business. We really want to love and business goes together like and witness.
You're the freestyler. Come on.
I'm not the freestyler. Markel's a freestyler. I am the writer, the poet, the griot. But anyway, let's get back on track. We're talking about love and business today. Kind of perfect time because it is tax season. We'll definitely talk about how business saved our taxes in a second. But there are some key financial and also, I think, relationship benefits to starting a business. And we want to kind of go through what we think those benefits are, a little, some things we've learned along the way, a few struggles, a few lessons, all that good stuff. And hopefully you're able to share this with your partner, with other people you know that are together trying to start businesses and all that good stuff. Queen, are you ready? Ready? All right, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Don't do that to him. Oh, wait, welcome back, y'all. Huh? That has nothing to do with love and business. That's just all love right there.
This is Exhibit A.
But starting off, all right, Queen, and we can kind of do it back and forth if you like, but what are some, in your opinion, some of the benefits of starting a business? Why would someone want to start a business with their partner?
Well, one of the reasons is that you have a business, you have something that you can pass down to your children, if you decide to have some. So that's really cool because, you know, one of the things that we've talked about on several podcasts, and we even talked about with Star
Melantone.
No, sorry, it was the finance episode. When we talked about generational wealth. And that's something that we talk about: generational wealth. We talk about generational health, right? We want all of these things that we want to pass down to our children to make sure that all of this knowledge, all of this wealth, and all of these things that we're doing in our lives don't just stop here, because otherwise you have to keep starting over every generation, and that can get tiring. So we want to make sure that we are building building an empire that we can pass down to our children. One of the reasons for that being that if they can, if they so choose, hopefully they choose to, continue this.
Let me rewind you here right now.
We have differing opinions on this.
There is not going to be any type of option. Our kids are going to work for the business at some point. Now, I'm very open with literally whatever they love to do. If it's writing, if it's film, if it's dancing, if it's hair, whatever they want to do, we can find a way to lump that into what the business does. But it doesn't make sense. If you love fashion, why would you go work for Nike when we have a fashion company? Like, if you love health, why would you go work for 24-hour fitness when we're going to have a gym? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You should work for the family.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
cool. Benefit no. Oh, go ahead. You keep going.
No, I was just gonna say it provides them a little bit more kind of freedom to. I mean, ironically,
Mm,
but long story short, they don't have to take the traditional route of in order to survive, I need to, right after high school, I need to go to college. Right after college, I need to go get a 9 to 5 and be drowning in student loan debt. Like
right.
the same struggles that we're kind of dealing with. We don't want our kids to also have to deal with those. So if they have this business that can fund their business ideas, that can, really be a place for them to creatively create, that will, give them just a little bit more, I think, freedom to actually do what they want rather
Mm.
than doing what they have to.
Love it, love it. So generational wealth, generational health is definitely. I don't know if these ones that we're giving are in order, but
They're
that's
not.
definitely top three.
I wouldn't start with that.
Yeah, all good. If you have your own motivations for why you want to start a business, go ahead and drop those in the comments, whether you're watching this live or you're catching it on the replay. The next one that I think, I mean, again, it's fresh because we're in tax season.
Mm-hmm.
But them tax deductions,
Mm-hmm.
them tax deductions
Dollar bills,
are
y'all.
on another level. If you don't know, the amazing country that we do live in is built around business ownership, real estate ownership. So the more that it's kind of an unfortunate situation, but once you know the game and you know how to tippy toe and dance with it, it can benefit you. So if you know the game is set up to give businesses deductions, to give property owners deductions, landowner deductions, asset owners deductions, you need to be participating in that game,
Mm-hmm.
even if you have a 9 to 5. So we started Trail Forever in 2016. So we've been able to get business tax deductions since 2016. Even though, honestly, the money wasn't rolling in until maybe 2019,
Yeah.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
So for those 2 years, although our income wasn't up, we were still able to take down the computer that I still use today, tax deduction, some mileage, tax deduction, our websites, tax deduction, some of our traveling, even back in 2016, 17, we were able to take all of those deductions, even though our company wasn't making money yet. We were building a brand. It was all in good faith. Now, if you don't make any money for 3 years, the IRS will be like, this is a hobby. This is not a business.
Right.
We're not going to do this anymore. But for our only first 2 years, we were struggling. And then by the third year, you know what I'm saying? We hit a lick. Did a thing, did a thing. Boom. But I believe we have a graphic showing some of the reasons why you want to, go ahead and start your business. Again, one of them is being able to pass down assets
Mm-hmm.
to the next generation. Definitely about that generational health, generational wealth. Step number 2 is the tax deductions that you're able to take advantage of. And then last but not least, and we can dive into the tax deduction since we're here. All right. So we are in our home office right now. We were blessed to be able to own the house. And when you have a home office and you own the home, you're able to deduct the square footage. I was about to say square root for, but you can deduct the square footage of your house in ratio of how much your mortgage is. Right. So if your mortgage is just random numbers, $1,000 per month, and your office is 10% of your square footage, you can now write off $100 per month. All right. So that was very basic numbers, but you can see how it can go up, how it can go down. Let's bring that list back so I can keep on going specifically there. I appreciate my amazing Jair in the background. Much love. Travel. So we did the under construction retreat where we had our friends, Daniel, Megan, Denzel, Big Vern, who else? TC, the family. So we went up to Lake Tahoe, did a nice little retreat up there, had some daily kind of like manifestations and affirmations and workshops. Daniel led some workouts. The queen was chefing it up as usual.
Know your role. Know your role.
So all of those things were definitely things that we do as a TH4 brand. It was all around health, all around building wealth. So that was, we were able to write that off as a TH4 under construction retreat, which is dope because the idea came from the podcast. Like we literally, you can go back. We were live brainstorming. We're like,
literally, I think he even says like, this is a live brainstorm. What do you think if we? And then we actually did it. So it's pretty cool.
Fire. Next, conferences. So we've been to like the 1% conference with ET, thinking about doing Phenomenal Life with ET and other kind of professional game changers. I did the Extreme Teachers, so you can
Solo Creator
Pro, all of these professional development opportunities that for sure help us as a business, but also some of them are fun. So it's a good win-win situation. That can also be a business expense. Business meals, right? So after we do this podcast, we're going to debrief about the podcast, how it went, what we can do better, what we do really well, and all that's going to be over a nice business meal.
Sushi.
It's going to be sushi for sure. She was on the fence about sushi. I'm glad I got her over here. So long story short, jump on over. Long story short, these are just a few of the tax deductions. Definitely work with your tax professional to, get the right ones, and not giving too much details. But this was the first year that we outsourced our taxes.
Thank goodness.
Since
no offense.
Yeah, no, I'll take that. Since 2016 or since college, I've been doing my taxes. I don't know when I started doing yours.
I think when we got married.
Yeah, so since like 2009. No, I did it before that.
Think so?
I definitely
got engaged.
Know. Yeah, I definitely know I was like, doing your taxes before that.
Got a tax guy for life.
But usually do the taxes, do TurboTax, go through it, claim some deductions, and we've been doing fairly well, But this year, we've been blessed. The board games been doing good. Other things have been bringing in some revenue. So I was like, I'm kind of nervous. Let's go ahead and hire somebody. I don't want this type of responsibility. So we hired him, and at first, right, without the deductions, we were about to owe a pretty significant amount, right? Before business deduction, just based on income, it wasn't about to look too good for your family over here.
No, it wasn't.
But
I mean, we would have been fine, but we weren't planning for that.
No, not at all. But it's House of Taxes. Shout out to House of Taxes on Instagram. Shout out to Jason. Much love. Good brother right there. But through working with him, we were able to drastically reduce how much we owe. And now we're even going to get a little bit back. So it's like, what?
Right.
And y'all know I don't even cuss, but when he gave me the number, I was like, oh yeah, I got a little bit slipped out. I'm not going to lie, because I was just so excited. So long story short, one of the great reasons why you want to start a business is for the tax deductions. You're paying income tax, federal tax, state tax on your 9-to-5 income. But if you start a business, you can literally lower the amount of taxes that you pay through your 9-to-5 job because of the business deductions over here. Okay.
And to be honest, you're going to be, whether you are you have two options in this society, in this country. You can either be a consumer or you can be a producer. And so you're going to be involved in this business game and this tax game at one way or another. So you might as well be on the producing side so that you can reap some of those benefits.
Completely agree. And it's kind of ironic that in our board game, Black Wall Street, the board game, you either use a business or you own a business. Was that on purpose? Yes. I'll answer that for you right now. Yes, it was. And then the last one, Queen, I don't know if you want to highlight the last, at least in our perspective, one of the last benefits of starting a business with your queen, with your king, with your partner.
What is the last one?
So the last one is you get to learn a little bit.
Yeah, it's probably the most important.
You get to learn a little bit about how you operate, but also how your partner operates and how y'all communicate. So the queen was laughing. Go ahead and share maybe.
You just get to learn your partner on a whole different level.
Yeah.
Like being your wife is very, very different than being your business partner. And it's probably like that for most relationships. I don't want to speak. I'll speak for just ours. I don't know for any others, but it's just a different dynamic. It's a different level of accountability, and it honestly can be sometimes difficult to separate that line. That's part of the challenge. But yeah, you just get to learn, like, when you're under pressure, like being under a business stress, like, we got these masterpiece games, we got them coming, we got to, and that's just, it's a different level of pressure that you have to now navigate with your partner. Like, okay, how does this person react under stress? And you need to kind of manage that. And so yeah, just it just allows you to really see a different side of your partner. And so I feel like for a lot of couples who have the typical 9 to 5s, you go to work, you spend most of your day away from your partner, but you may be a kind of a different person when you're at work, and you don't even always get to know your partner and how they are at work or how they are in that mode. So I think it's cool to be able to see you. Like, I'm pretty sure I know how you are, in your work meetings, because I work with you.
Right? How am I?
I mean, you don't change too much. You're pretty much the same.
No new tricks. That's what you're telling me.
It's like you're the same, but I have to act differently. It's weird. But long story short, it does allow you to learn them in a different light.
And how are you at work versus how you are in TH4 business or in the marriage?
So I feel like I generally am a more of an introverted person. Now, I am good at, reading a room. I am good at adapting my personality for others, or even just for me to feel comfortable in a space. But for business, I tend to be more in the uncomfortable spaces, in terms of I tend to be more not aggressive, but like more forthcoming with my opinion, more out there, more making my stance known if I feel that I'm not saying right, but if I feel that whatever I'm trying to say will benefit the team or benefit the business, then I will push to make sure that at least my opinion is heard, so that it is considered. To whereas I might not always do that in the personal sense, because it's like, if it, because I really got to weigh, like, is it worth it? That's a lot of energy for me to expend to, being an introvert. It's a lot of energy for me to expend to do that. So it has to be worth it. So most of the times for a business thing, it's like, oh no, it's worth it because we're trying to do this, or we're trying to do that. On the personal side, it's like, you know what, you can choose what we have for dinner. It's really not that serious for me, because the energy that it's going to take, to fight you on that is not worth it. Gotcha. So that's kind of one of the differences.
And is it the same for work? Like work, you're not really tripping off of fighting or getting your point heard. Whereas if it work for your personal business, you're like, oh no, y'all got to hear this opinion. But at the 9 to 5, it's like, you know what? If y'all don't want to listen, oh, that's how you gonna do me.
That's how you gonna do me.
Okay. Yeah,
it's a little bit like that. When I know that my name is on it, and whatever the outcome is, I'm gonna push a little bit harder. Because it's like, at the end of the day, if this doesn't go right, they're going to be coming to me. Like, if I'm going to get a knock on my door, then I'm going to make sure that my opinion is heard. But yeah, if it's like, you know what, this is not even my wheelhouse. I don't think this is the right decision, but I'm not going to push too hard. Y'all got it.
Gotcha. Good to know. All right. So those are our top 3 reasons why we feel every couple should for sure start a business. Reason number 1,
have something to pass down to your kids.
Generation, something to pass down for sure. Reason number 2 are the tax deductions, y'all. The fact that you can live a dope life, you can travel, you can do retreats, you can buy technology, all with the name, honestly, of your business is a great thing. So definitely take advantage of the tax deductions. And last but not least, probably the most important is what, Queen?
To learn about each other in a different light, in a different sense.
There it is. Cute voice too. I appreciate that.
And I just want to put an underlying thing. Everything we're saying, we're like, start a legit business that is actually going to put something positive in the world.
Right.
We're not saying this just so you can get a tax break or you can get more money. No. Like, we're not for that. We started this as we had a mission, right? And all of these things are added benefits, but I just wanted to throw that in there so that nobody's thinking like, okay, yeah, let's start that business.
We got you, TH4.
Right. Like, no, actually go start it.
Big facts. Okay, switching gears a little bit and going through maybe some lessons that we've learned in our 5 year journey.
Wow.
And crazy, I don't know what I forgot what exact stat is, but it's like most businesses that start don't make it to 5 years, right?
Mm.
Most of those small businesses, we up in here, don't make it to 5 years. So sorry, we clapped a little bit ahead of time because our LLC was started October. I feel like we didn't start until like October 20 because it was after we graduated.
I mean, we're gonna make it though.
We're gonna make it. I'm just saying we got to do another hand clap
In
towards the end of the
5 months, for
year
sure.
for sure. But let's go through some lessons that we've learned along the way, tips that we have for other couples out there trying to build their $1 billion, $1 trillion empire to pass down to their kids. These are some things that we learned.
Can we hit the graphic?
Yeah, let's do it. But number one, you want to start? You want me to start?
You can start.
I can
I
start.
feel like the first one's your wheelhouse.
Yes. I think this is the most important piece. 100%. If you don't do anything else in starting a business with your amazing partner, do this thing for me 3 times an hour. And that is communicate. You got to do
Yes.
it. All right. So this is communicating like, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? This is communicating when you have business meetings. Like, I love the fact that we have a shared calendar and it's like, boom, you see all the business meetings. I see your business meetings. It's easy. What else communication wise? Oh, if you're feeling like there's a task that needs to be done, communicate. Okay, I need this task done. I need it done this time. This is ideally how I would like it to be done. All those things are very important. And possibly the most important piece that I struggle with, that I think we're going to get into in the next thing that the queen can talk about, is communicating the expectations of time. Right, making sure that both you and the partner know how much time we're putting into this, when are we going to be stopping working, when's the cutoff, all of that good stuff. But communication, I feel like is key. It's top tier.
And I feel like also communicating when the plan doesn't go as it should. Like, you got to make sure you communicate those. Or if you're feeling some type of way, about the plan or about your action item, whatever it is, communicate that as well. I just think it's literally with everything. Communication.
Let's do it. Communicate to the people. Number two.
Identify identify your strengths and define your roles. This is also extremely, all of these are really important. But that one is really important because otherwise you're just kind of doing stuff and you're not being the most efficient. And you could also, the reason why I say you're not going to be the most efficient is, at the end of the day, like, I'm more of a detail oriented person, so it makes more sense for me to do the more detail oriented tasks. If I were to give them to him, I'm not saying they won't get done, but will I have to double triple check it? Will it may have some flaws? Yes, because that's not his specialty. He's a go-getter. Let me just get it done type of thing, which is not always the right mindset to be with something that's detail oriented, right? So we know that about each other because we've done personality assessments, we've done love language, and we've just learned each other, from by now. So I think it is really important to take, if you want to take like the DISC assessment, social styles. I always like to pub that one because you can find that free online. You type in social styles assessment, you can find a little PDF that you can fill out. You answer like 20 questions and then it'll give you a score. That's a good one to do as well. So just to see on the little spectrum or on the axis, where do you fall? Where does your partner fall? Hopefully you fall in different quadrants. And the reason why that's important is because you want to have different strengths. If you're the same person, not that that's bad, you can still make that work because now you can do double duty. But I think it's optimal to have a partner who is different than you and has different strengths, because now you have all of them covered, or at least you have more of them covered. So if I'm more the analytical, he's more the expressive. Now we got the detail oriented and we got the we got the aggressive, we got the inspirational, we got the people person. So yeah, we balance each other a lot. So I think it's important to, one, identify your strengths and use that to assign your roles. Like, okay, knowing that you are the people person, reaching out to people, setting, partnerships, that's usually his wheelhouse. Like you mentioned, travel, any type of trips, that's me, because that's a very detail oriented thing. We've literally ended up at different airports before when I left it up to him.
Hey, why you got to my business, bro? Hey,
because that's like the ideal story there are 2 Dallas airports, in case you didn't know. I gave this man the exact flight to book. He decided not to. He booked it on his own, and we ended up at different airports. The one that I was at was closing. Long story short, gets me mad every time I say it. Okay. But I do travel logistics now because, again, it's detail oriented. It's this time and place, and especially if we're going to foreign countries, you got to know certain things. I take that. I like researching that type of thing. So again, you identify your strengths, use that to assign your roles so that you can be the ultimate powerhouse.